You can start with the blankets. You take a blanket like this and fold it in half, and you can have one or two under your head. The important thing here is that your head is on the blanket and your neck is supported by the blanket, but your shoulders are not on the blanket. And we're going to bring the bolster so that it's right underneath the knees. It'll be pretty high up on the thighs, actually, so that you'll feel the bolster underneath around the mid-thigh and underneath the calf around the mid-calf. So you can see if I have the bolster a little further down, it's still under my knees, but I'm getting a little more strain on my lower back. There's a little more curvature and less of the back releasing. My feet are in a position where I know they're not going to fall off the blocks. The blocks feel stable. They don't feel like they're going to wobble and fall down. My legs are completely supported by the bolster in a way that my lower back can release completely. So we'll all come in that position and bring the hands to the belly. But let your eyes softly close and begin to focus on breathing deep into the belly. So allowing yourself to come to rest on the mat, with your hands softly resting on your belly, allowing your eyes to softly close, and allowing your muscles and your bones to soften and release. Giving the weight of the feet to the mat, softening and releasing across the top of the feet down into the toes, letting the toes soften and release. Giving the weight of your shoulders to the mat. Letting your shoulders, your arms, your hands and your fingers soften. Giving the weight of the hips and the thighs and the knees to the mat and the bolster. Allowing your lower back to soften and release. Allowing your legs to rest. Letting the skin across your forehead soften and release. And letting the eyes come to rest deep in the eye sockets, as if they were just melting under the cheekbones. And allowing that melting to carry down the whole face and body. Releasing your jaws, your lips, your tongue. Softening and releasing deep in the throat, the chest, and the belly. Breathing so deeply into the belly that you feel the gentle rise and fall of the breath. Softening and releasing more with each breath. On your inhalations, finding more space. On your exhalations, letting the whole body release. Now begin to focus on directing your breath. Inhaling from where your hands are resting on your belly, which is about where your diaphragm is, up into your collarbones. Exhaling from your collarbones back down to your belly. So your breath is like a smooth and seamless circle. With each inhalation, finding more space. With each exhalation, allowing the body to settle and release. Allowing yourself to find more space and to find more release. And as you continue to rest in this way, begin to also let your head roll gently from side to side, releasing the weight of the head completely. Releasing the arms alongside the body as you do, turning the palms to face the ceiling, letting the backs of the hands rest into the mat, letting your neck and your shoulders, your throat, all completely release, giving the weight of the arms and the hands to the mat, letting the palms of the hands soften, giving the weight of your head to the mat as it rolls gently from side to side. You can allow the breath to move in any way that feels natural for you. You don't need to coordinate the movement of the head and the breath. Just let them be two independent movements, letting your brain soften and release and rest. Releasing any holding in the spine, particularly in the neck part of the spine and in the jaws. And then allowing your head to come back to the center. Bend your knees and bring your legs up off the bolster, hugging the knees and the thighs in towards the belly and the chest. Lengthening your spine, lengthening the back of the neck. Let your eyes be softly closed and breathe and hum. Now releasing the sound, bring your feet back to the mat, keeping the knees bent, and bringing your feet about hip-width apart and parallel. Exhaling, bringing lower back to the mat. Inhaling, bringing the tail to the mat. Gently rocking the pelvis. Slightly arching your lower back and continuing at your own pace, coordinating the movement with the breath. Exhaling and bringing lower back to the mat. Inhaling and bringing the tail to the mat. Gently rocking the pelvis with the breath. So the body stays on the floor. And you can allow the movements to ripple up into the back of your head or any part of the body where you feel other movement coming. Just allow the body to be loose and to receive the movement. It's a very gentle pelvic tilting. This is great for the lower back and for digestion. And for just bringing balance into the body, particularly between the front of the body and the back of the body. And then as we exhale, releasing the lower back to the mat, stay there. Lift your feet up off the floor and hug the thighs and the knees in towards your chest and your belly. Lengthening the spine, lengthening the back of the neck. And then bring your hands to your knees and point the fingers down in the direction of the toes. Draw the thighs and the knees together so they're touching. And allow the legs to release completely into your hands. And then using your hands, begin to guide the knees together in circles. Circling the knees together in the same direction. The object of these circles is the sacrum, the triangular shaped bone at the base of the spine that fits right in between the two halves of the pelvis. And we're circling the edges of the sacrum into the mat, helping to ground the body and bring more fluidity and balance into the hips, more ease into the hips. And reverse the direction of the circles. Continuing to unwind the spine. Hands circle the knees back to the center. Hug the thighs in towards the belly again, lengthening the spine, lengthening the back of the neck.